You guys definitely check out Saeed's newsletter below. There's a lot going
Subscribe to
on around
Orange
the
Cookies
league.
too, man.
Yo, appreciate it, man. We got Olympics, summer league, free agents is still getting signed. I mean, man, it's just a lot to go over. But so KCP said the Nuggets were out of gas, which
Yeah, yeah.
which was true, man. They ran out of gas, but once again, with that new CBA, teams are gonna have to start getting good with selecting second round picks to fill up some of these benches, man. But let's see what he had to say about it.
You know how like towards the playoff guys get their rest,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like that's where we spent most of our energy and like time. You know what I'm saying, trying to get that first place. You know what I'm saying,
Playing catch up.
and then like we get to the playoffs, we have no gas. We felt like the Lakers should have beat us. Like we was down
They should have.
every game.
They
You know what I'm
definitely
saying?
should.
At least 10 to the highest maybe, but what 20 something? Like then just taking that energy, using it there. So it was a lot that went into that season, that.
You know what's interesting? Him saying that the Lakers should have beat them. That's how bad the Lakers have been.
I think that's a shot at Darvin Ham.
You think so?
Oh, 100%.
Nah, that's not a shot at Darvin Ham. I think that's how bad the Lakers have been, but that's kind of a shot at the media for covering them like that.
Yeah.
Like the way they got covered, even during the finals, they was talking about the Lakers during the fucking finals. But they're not relevant like that.
You talking about the Celtics and Celtics in Dallas?
Yeah, during the game, right, either in the beginning or in the middle or end, they somehow put the Lakers in it, mentioned JJ Redick getting hired or who they're looking for as a coach, or when the rumors were going around that they was trying to get that college coach. It was a very interesting way ESPN had covered the NBA Finals. I've never seen it covered like that before. But going back to the Denver Nuggets, they ran out of gas last year, but did they solve those issues going forward to next season?
No.
Yeah.
I think the Denver Nuggets. I think one thing that the Nuggets missed this year was Bruce Brown, and one of the things that hurt them is the midseason injury that Jamal Murray had, where it also like stagnated the Nuggets. Also, the West improved a lot last season. I think that the Minnesota Timberwolves were a surprise. You look at like they were legit teams this year. It wasn't like Denver Nuggets. Denver Nuggets is an empty team. The Lakers are an empty team. Like that's the competition they went through last year, right? This year it was much more of a tough competition. Teams were ready to face them. I mean the Nuggets. Bruce Brown, he said in a podcast with
Theo Pinson.
Theo Pinson, yeah. He said in his podcast that the hardest competition he went through was the Minnesota Timberwolves. And obviously like teams are gonna now build around like a Denver Nuggets kind of squad, and that's what they did. And I think the Nuggets were ready. They had to lose talent. Obviously, they lost Bruce Brown, which was a big which is a big hurt because Bruce got paid. He was bound to get paid, and he got overpaid. So now you sign guys that try to fill in that void, like Justin Holiday, who's an 8th or 9th man off the bench. Reggie Jackson, who he's nothing special. You kind of hope Christian Braun makes a jump after his good finals performance, or Peyton Watson. It just didn't work out, dog. Like it sucks.
Yeah, it sucks.
That it didn't work out for them.
But they're putting too much on Jokic, with them messing up with Reggie Jackson, and now losing KCP, and then losing Bruce Brown. You know what I mean? Like the Nuggets, they're kind of doing too much. And now what? They got Russell Westbrook now.
Westbrook is the hope if he can fill in the Bruce Brown void, right? It's cool. But my thing is, who are you expecting to fill in that KCP role? Are we saying like Peyton Watson makes a jump, or are we seeing Christian Braun make a jump? You kind of have to rely on your younger guys to make a jump.
Yeah, they're probably gonna be looking on Brown to make that jump. But speaking of the Timberwolves, Rob Dillingham, they got reinforcements on this team during the draft. And
yeah,
I'm not even gonna talk about Rob, but they also got, it's not even about him because he can score. He seems like kind of a guy they want to probably cultivate him with not CJ. They want to cultivate him with Mike Conley. Yeah,
a great veteran.
Yeah, to kind of make sure that he can actually try to run this offense from time to time coming off the bench. But
it seems like they're confident in him too, because they got rid of Kyle Anderson. So it's pretty clear that they're confident in this guy to maybe like dictate the second unit.
It's not even about him. Not just Rob Dillingham, Terrence Shannon, that they also got during the draft. This guy looks like he's a nice little. If he could develop a jump shot, he could be a nice little 3-and-D for the T-Wolves. I was like, the T-Wolves got reinforcements. So the Nuggets right now, they're looking like it's gonna get tricky to best utilize Jokic's prime. Put a nice bench, put a nice, complete team around him, especially after they paid Michael Porter Jr. all that money. And now Jamal Murray, man, are they going to give him a fucking extension?
Wait, hold on, my bad. Michael Porter Jr.?
No, Jamal Murray. He's owed an extension.
Yeah, dude, they have to.
But you think they're going to give him for the full max? Because if they do that, it's going to limit them.
He hasn't made an All-NBA team, nor has he made an All-Star. Like, I think the ball is on the Nuggets court.
But it's so funny you saying that he hasn't made an All-NBA and an All-Star. You could say the same thing for Michael Porter Jr. He averaged like 18 points a game for a season, and they gave him the full rookie extension max.
And that's ridiculous. I think that was one of the dumbest moves, because now you cannot rely on Michael Porter Jr. to be healthy regardless. And you've seen him against the Nuggets series when it was all size, right? Mm-hmm. You saw him struggle.
Yeah. But hey, I was shocked. The T-Wolves, they look like they got some early reinforcements through the draft. At least they can cultivate those guys.
Yeah.
But this is going to get interesting, because just like how the Boston Celtics are made up, we see Pritchard and Sam Hauser coming off the bench. That team is deep. A lot of these teams, man, to compete at the tippy top where the Nuggets supposed to be at, they're going to have to get through all these guys. And
yeah, dude, 100%. I think the Nuggets are in a situation now where it's hard. Like, you are at a stuck position, right? And now you kind of have to look at your team. Like, right now, like, as I'm looking at the landscape, right? Like, the Mavericks improved, in my opinion. I think they did well in getting off of Derrick Jones Jr. I think they added some good veterans and some younger forwards. I think the Minnesota Timberwolves obviously have improved. I even think the Sacramento Kings have improved, honestly. There's teams that have improved. But, like, you cannot say the same thing about the Nuggets. Like, where are the Nuggets improved? Because, like Jokic wants to play with DeAndre Jordan, and good for him, right? But my thing is, what's after that? Because there's no way you're looking at a 50-year-old Russell Westbrook and thinking, yo, this is the guy that's going to take us to the promised land. Because then you're just being oblivious. You don't want to be the team in, like, the retirement home team. That's what the NBA has shown us.
And right now, the Denver Nuggets, as we speak, they only have 11 players on the team, and they're already at $170 million. So
I mean, dude, look at just to get rid of Reggie Jackson's contract, they had to give the Hornets like a couple of second-round picks.
Yeah, that was a blow. They need
something
that.
You want to do?
Yeah, they need that.
Yeah.
You know what the Nuggets need? They need the 3 to 4 year college player out of the second round, the Jaime Jaquez type, to come in and help contribute right away. Understand the system that they're running, play within that system, and help them out, and be like on that 2-way contract.
100%, dude. That's what I believe in too. Is like you need younger guys. You need younger energy guys who can fill in the role and play off of your guys.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, you can't afford. You can't give away your second round picks. And if you're giving Reggie Jackson, who's honestly speaking, like, dude, he almost was on the verge of retirement. Like, the dude was almost out the league if only for Paul George, and Paul George getting him on the Clippers. And obviously, credit to him, he took advantage of it and extended his career. But dog, before then, like, he wasn't anybody like teams were dying for.
Correct. And I even mentioned Zeke Naji. They gave him a 4-year deal. And wow, this is fully guaranteed, and they're barely using him.
I never seen him on the court, ironically, though. I didn't even know he was until you told me.
Yeah, they're barely using him. See, it's a few mistakes the Nuggets have made. It's a few mistakes.
Yeah. I mean, bro, look at this. I mean, now you got Darius Saric as your backup. Darius Saric is a solid signing. But, like, that's the only signing I could say the Nuggets made good. Darius Saric. And, like, come on. Like, if Darius Saric is your best, like, signing, then I have to question you as a team.
Yeah, and they lost. I believe they lost one of their draft picks in the summer league.
Yeah.
I believe he tore his ACL or Achilles injury. He's out for the year.
Yeah. I mean, dude, the Nuggets, like, they're not hot. They're not a hot team, dog. They're
Now
not
it
hot. Like,
depends.
there's
Who
nothing
knows? Maybe Jokic could put it all on his back.
Bro, but my thing is fine. He puts it on his back. And look, the Denver Nuggets possibly could get a top 3 seed. When you have a 3-time MVP, it's possible, right? But in the playoffs, when teams get tired, your players get hurt. Can you rely on your starting 4 at this point? Because like what, Jokic, Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter, and Jamal Murray. Those are your top 4 guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you rely on all 4 guys to take their teams to the other? Like, can you rely on all 4 of those guys to beat the Minnesota Timberwolves, who have like are 7 deep, beat the Dallas Mavericks, who are 7 deep?
Oh, that's gonna be
Those
tough.
kind of teams.
Yeah.
Because that's the teams you're gonna have to look at. Those 7, like those 2 teams are 7 deep.
Okay, but I'm not gonna lie. They always say the league is about matchups. I'm not sure if Dallas matches up well against the Nuggets, man.
No,
They
they
have
don't.
no answer for Jokic.
They don't.
They
Because
really
I feel like
don't.
you have Daniel Gafford. Oh, I forgot at Oklahoma City Thunder. That's another interesting one. I think we talked about it. I think the reason why they started Hardenstein, not only to take away the burden and like hide Chet's weaknesses, which is a strength, bro,
Mhm.
it's to guard Jokic.
Yeah, which was a good move, and they got
Yeah.
Caruso also, so they're pretty deep.
Yeah.
You see, that's the name of the game now. You got to have a deep roster. The
Dude,
T-Wolves have it.
but it's always been
OKC
like
has
that,
it.
in my opinion, bro.
Mhm.
It's always been like that. I think the thing is like we view basketball in the sense of like the Golden State Warriors, Big Four, and then you have like David West and Sean Livingston and those kind of guys who they're kind of at the tail end of their careers and they play 15 minutes and do an okay job. But like historically speaking, you look at the Miami Heat, they were 7 deep. You look at the San Antonio Spurs 2014, they were 7 deep.
Yeah,
2016 Warriors,
that team was. Oof.
Toronto Raptors, they were 7 deep.
But one of the reasons why I said that teams have to be deep is because I'm looking at the new CBA.
Yeah.
You know, especially some of these teams that are deep, they have young guys. OKC and the Boston Celtics. The Celtics got young Hauser, Pritchard. They got guys
And
who they drafted who are shooting, making shots, and playing good defense.
Yeah.
So I see the T-Wolves, taking into that formula with Shannon and Rob, which they drafted this offseason.
Yeah, 100%.
And the Clippers, that's probably one of the reasons why they moved off Paul George, because the old days of just relying on those 2 guys to take on all these players, it's just not going to happen like that.
No, it's not sustainable, dog. You need hustle. Like at this point, like the NBA wants to be like the NFL where it's unpredictable. I think that's the thing that the NBA identity kind of disappeared over the years. It's like, me and you were NBA fans, but if you ask someone who's like an avid NFL fan, right? But he'll casually watch basketball. You go up to him and it's like, "Hey, bro, are you watching the NBA?" He's like, "No, why would I watch it? The Warriors are gonna win it all anyways." So the NBA kind of wants to move away from that and kind of introduce unpredictability.
Yeah, but it's funny they're gonna introduce that, right? Which is a good idea, especially in the age of streaming.
It's a great idea.
But another thing that's kind of creating a little confusion with them doing that is the influx of international players. And I don't think the league knows quite yet how to market them. Like a star as big as Luka, they don't market him the same way like a lesser star like SGA. They know how to market SGA. They don't know how to market Luka. They don't know how to really market Wemby yet. They don't know how to market these international guys. They like the quote unquote, I always say they like the American swag. They know how to market that shit. It's an interesting conundrum for the league. Because have we ever seen the league really have an international face?
No. Hakeem Olajuwon, like for 2 years.
Yeah, but he wasn't really the face. He was like the best player.
No, he wasn't very marketable. I wouldn't. Patrick Ewing was marketable, but I also think he was Jamaican, so I don't think that counts.
Nah, I think they utilized Shaq. They were marketing him. Shaq.
Yeah.
Shaq was in movies. Um, they've always had
Shazam.
an
Yeah.
American guy like with Magic
Penny
Johnson
Hardaway was
charisma.
marketed heavy too. Penny Hardaway as a new Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
Remember his shoes, the foam posits?
Yeah, the phone posits, the Penny doll, the Chris Rock thing. They've
Yeah, the
always
Chris Rock
had.
commercial.
I'm telling you, there's a little like nuanced dance that the league is doing where they're trying to figure out how do we market the international
But dude, I don't
star.
think I think like the American consumer, they care more about this American superstardom. To be honest with you.
Yeah, they do. They do, but
Yeah.
I think the league is gonna land on an American star. Like look at the guy out of Houston that just got drafted.
Shepard?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
think? I mean, I haven't watched his interviews. Is he charismatic?
No, I don't know about that, but his game speaks, it speaks volume. He could just,
Yeah.
he get a good stylist, just start walking around like Tyler Hero. Hey, there's the guy you could market.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're gonna market him as the face of the league, but I'm saying like they know how to market those type of guys. The Lucas, the Wembys. They don't know how to market these players, and at the same time they're trying to achieve parity throughout the whole league.
Let me ask you this: what about Giannis? Because I feel like Giannis is marketed pretty well.
He can't. I've even heard him say he's like he doesn't have the American swag. He knows it.
But he's charismatic.
He is, but they have to. That's the thing, though. I feel like they stopped using their imagination. Like, remember, guys who weren't charismatic, like Penny Hardaway, they would get Chris Rock and invent the doll, the alter ego.
They hit his lack of charisma.
Yeah, they don't know how to. Sometimes some of these entities they lose their imagination a little bit.
Yeah, dude. I think, bro. I also think the internet has something to do with it, bro. Because I feel like basketball now, you can market yourself.
You can, but then you can end up like Jason Tatum. What is Tatum really? He's sort of like he's sort of like a blah. You know what I mean? Like everyone knows he's good, but there's no personality.
There's no like charisma. There's no aura to him. Like even Jaylen Brown, I don't see any aura to him, dog. The only thing I've heard, like usually like the Finals MVP, the guy who wins Finals MVP, everyone is like, what is he doing? You remember like Giannis going to Chick-fil-A and buying out Chick-fil-A and like everyone's like, whoa, dude, Giannis, what a badass, what a winner. Or like Jokic going back to Serbia doing horse racing, or Kawhi and like Serge Ibaka going to baseball games and having that what it do baby and all those memes, right?
Yeah.
You don't see that with Jason Tatum. All people cared about was like him hanging out with that WNBA player.
Yeah, it's just what it is. These guys, that's not who they are. They're the modern corporatized athletes, man. They just know how to play it safe. I think social media scared a few guys out of just saying the wrong thing. You know what I mean? They're just like, hey, if I just don't say nothing, then they can't cancel me. I can still cash these checks.
I mean, bro, I think with the NFL market's a lot better in that regard, because like, who has been like a marketing mess up, like beside like Deshaun Watson in recent memory?
The NFL is different. I feel like those guys, they like attention, man. They got their helmets on Sundays. Nobody really sees their face, and as soon as the game is done, these guys can't wait to let you know who they are.
Yeah, 100%. Is a mystique around them, I guess.
Yeah.
But like a guy like, I don't know, LaMelo Ball, right? He does a lot of stupid things, but he's a guy who likes attention. I also feel like Tyrese Halliburton likes attention.
But what is his personality?
Halliburton's?
No, I'm talking about LaMelo.
Bro, he tracks kids, like with the loud jewelry, the clothes.
Yeah, but have we ever seen him talk and say something smooth or something funny or charismatic?
Nah, he's pretty funny. I gotta give him credit. He's funny.
So he talks. He has a saying. Like I've never really heard him talk like that.
Bro, I've heard him talk in a couple press conferences. Like I'll listen to his podcast. I find him charming.
Yeah, he's gotta say more, man. I'm surprised he doesn't have like Ja Morant. You hear him say, it's a parade inside my city. Yeah, like that's what I'm talking about. Like someone that says, and like every time you turn the camera on them, it's like, wow, what is he gonna say? Oh, it's gonna go viral. Like Ja Morant is the only guy that seems
Yeah.
like, him and Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is just a funny dude.
Yeah, but I think with LaMelo Ball, I think it's more to do with like lack of availability.
Mm.
Because like nobody talks about him because he's not playing, right? So I think that also plays a factor. I think his shenanigans also plays a factor. The Hornets being kind of irrelevant plays a factor. But he's a guy. I remember like when he first did the whole Puma commercial. You remember that one?
Not really. I forgot that.
Yep. Yeah, the Puma commercial. Like that was like the most notable thing. I remember it was blasting everyone. Puma introduced their basketball, like when they were introducing like, yo, we were back in the basketball business. He was kind of the face of that, and they made a commercial.
I figure his pops was more like the
His pop was the
braggadocious guy.
mouthpiece for LaMelo. I think his pops mean Lamar. What's his name? Lonzo. He made Lonzo more relevant.
Really?
100%. Bro, I remember Lonzo got like appearances in WWE, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel. He made appearances in like Full House, the reboot. The guy was everywhere just because of his dad.
Yeah, his dad is like the
Yeah.
Don King for basketball players.
Yeah.
Yeah, his pops
Like,
was
he
working his magic.
Yeah. I mean, Joel Embiid, he had some commercials. People like Embiid. Remember when he was doing like the whole dance and the whole DX, like, the whole like DX thing? People find him a lot funny.
See, but that's the thing. Embiid is willing to take risk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Him doing the DX thing, the league could have fined him for that. Like inappropriate gesture. But at least Embiid has personality enough where he's like, I'm a star. What are they gonna do? Fire me? You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna show a little flair. But I feel like Jason Tatum, he's so scared to move an inch. Like, like they're gonna cancel me. Like, you know what I mean? Like show some sort of personality. Even when he talks, it's like the same
There's no
monotone.
personality. There's no personality. I think him and even Jaylen Brown, I think with Jaylen, you were talking about like worrying about saying the wrong things. I think that's why the NBA doesn't really market Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
Because you remember the whole thing about him is he's like too smart. So I think their worry is like if he goes off and like makes a political statement, like it puts us in jeopardy. Because you remember the LeBron James statements, it wasn't a big deal with the China thing. But people made it into such a big thing, especially like the whole political spectrum. So it's like the NBA does not want to put that again with Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, but again, it's a tricky dance that's going on right now. We're watching the league transition into parity. Meanwhile, international stars are coming in by the boatloads. Look at the draft, and now they have stars who are scared to not really show any personality, which leads into them being marketable. This is a very nuanced dance that's going on right now. It's like the league doesn't really know how to navigate past the American star. They really don't know how to market past that.
Yeah, 100%, dude. I mean, dude, look at the past NBA draft. Alexander Sarr and the first overall pick for the Atlanta Hawks. They're French.
Mm-hmm.
I think the NBA, it's like, I want to talk about this later about the talent pool, but I'm saying like the NBA's with the talent pool, they haven't been able to they haven't been able to match marketability, which is ridiculous to me because like you look at soccer. Soccer has that marketability, bro. You look at Neymar from Brazil, Ronaldo from Portugal.
Okay, perfect. You said this. The reason why, because that sport overall has always been international. A person in England watching English Premiership has always been used to watching Pele, cheering on for a Brazilian, cheering on for Argentinian. They're used to that. The American audience, the American audience is not used to cheering on the international star in an American sport.
Yeah.
They're not accustomed to that. I think what it is Adam Silver is being patient. I think they're training the younger generations to be used to and liking the Lukas, liking the Alex Stars. Alex Star is my favorite star, even though I'm born in Memphis. They're kind of getting the younger generation accustomed to that, because I'm telling you, the older generations, they're stuck, because in the NBA it used to be a stigma to be international. It's the only sport.
You're viewed soft. Like Vlade Divac was
Yeah.
viewed soft. Despite being from a war-torn country, was viewed soft. But I'll say this: when in regards to Jokic, I think Jokic they did make a little bit of a gamble to make him marketability because they did put his face next to the biggest movie that's coming out or already came out, Despicable Me.
Yeah, because he looks just like Jokic. They could make so many commercials with him
He's
with them damn
charismatic.
horses.
He's charismatic.
Yeah.
Like Jokic acts like he doesn't like media, but the dude likes media.
Yo, he's funny, man. Like that thing with them damn horses, man. They need to milk that.
Yeah.
But you
dude,
know
I
what
find
it
the
is?
commercial funny.
But
Like
again, they're used to
yeah.
the cool American Michael Jordan with the hoop earring and the suits and the Jordans. They're used to that type of thing.
Yeah.
They don't know how to really market outside of that like image.
What's it called again? Even that commercial with the hotels, they took advantage of it by having Peyton Watson and Jokic and that little pony, where it's like, "Don't touch my horse." It was a funny commercial.
Yeah, it was a really good commercial, and they gotta lean more into that. Like Jimmy Butler is a perfect example. They gotta lean more into the trolling. Jimmy wearing the cowboy hat. Jimmy singing pop songs.
And having the emo haircut.
Yeah, they gotta lean into that and run those commercials and
make them more human.
Yeah,
make the players more human. Like, dude, like let me give you a perfect example. Who's like one of the most charismatic basketball players of all time? Like
Magic Johnson.
You know him? Huh?
Magic Johnson.
No, let me further improve it. Like, you know him? At this point, people know him more for TV than actually like his playing career.
Oh, Charles Barkley.
Yeah. That guy, Charles Barkley, at this point, is more famous than players who have achieved more than him.
That's true.
I think Barkley might be like top 5 most recognizable player of all time. Not because of his playing career, just because someone that's watched a clip on Twitter where he's making fun of San Antonio women, where he's making like how cold the Phoenix Suns nostrils are.
Big old San Antonio women.
Yeah. Yeah, the churros, where he's kissing the donkey after Yao Ming's performance. Like, bro, people know Charles Barkley for that. Like, the guy is still marketable in the NBA. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people just gravitate towards him. And guys like Dirk Nowitzki has won championships. Guys like, I don't know who else, what other forward you could think of throughout history.
Like Tim Duncan.
Yeah, dude, I think more people know Charles Barkley than Tim Duncan. Like,
for
it's
sure.
just like, and I needed to post this clip. Let me find it for you and post it.
But you know what? At least Charles Barkley took the chances of authentically being himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wonder if social media was around back in the day, had Charles Barkley would have probably withdrew from saying certain comments. Like, oh, I'm not a role model.
A lot of it in his playing career, 100%. Because I think the Barkley now, obviously, like, he's a lot older. He's a lot different than how he was like back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let me find this one clip. I was watching this podcast because like it was with the comedian and Blake was talking with the comedian. So like, what's it called again? Oh man, let me lower my volume. But it was interesting where he talks about how like some players are more marketable despite not winning a ring because like people just like look beyond basketball sometimes, you know, like basketball isn't the end all be all. And I found that an interesting conversation because like I think Blake is also one of those guys, like the most like marketable just off his charisma kind of guy.
Some guys have it.
Yeah.
But you know what?
He had it. He still has it.
Yeah, the league gotta lean more into the quirkiness, like Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
The quirkiness of Jimmy. They gotta lean into that.
But I feel like he was the first guy that they leaned into, if that makes sense.
Yeah, with that type of marketing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like even Will Smith grabbed it for the Bad Boys movie. He had Jimmy Butler doing the whole like, you know, skits. That was perfect, man. That was perfect. The NBA needs to take notes on that.
100%, bro. You gotta make it fun. Like, I think that's the thing people like about like basketball. Like, that's what I think a lot of kids now gravitate towards is fun. Like, why are artists so big? It's not because of like the music. Like, the music plays a role. Mm-hmm. But why artists are popping off nowadays? It's because like people find them cool on social media. But let me ask you this. You know, has the media done like when I watched Gilbert Arenas recently, right? And he's talking about like, oh, like all the stereotypical African insults and this famous European
It's
what he
hard to
said
tell
about
with him
European
because
players.
it's almost like with Gilbert, he's trying to go viral all the time.
Yeah,
That's
but
just
I'm saying like
annoying.
he's a guy who has a lot of influence in basketball discussions because of like he's on a new platform and he's a legend or not a legend, but he's someone who played in the NBA. So a lot
Yeah,
of people will take what he says seriously. So when he's saying this, it hurts the league big time because now like
yeah, it does. He need to take a
yeah.
little bit more responsibility for that. But he's trying to go viral every week.
Oh, 100
Sometimes
him and Rashad McCants,
yeah,
those all those guys.
yeah, he just says shit just to go viral, and it's so obvious, man. But some people, like you said, they're not gonna be able to tell, and they're just gonna associate it with the NBA.
Yeah, because like now like if I say that right, and someone who's like someone who doesn't pay attention to NBA, he's gonna be like, yeah, Europeans are pussies. Why would I watch this game? You know?
Exactly. Yeah, but that's a good point you brought up. Some people see Gilbert speaking on it and they think it's official, like, but not realizing that he's
Like
just trolling.
him,
He's just saying
Nick
shit that
Young,
he doesn't believe.
100%. Because he's played against like he's being dishonest. He's played with and against European players.
Yeah, he knows. He knows for the most part that Sudan team that the NBA they've been investing money down there to develop players. Gilbert knows that. The NBA around the world, they're investing money. That's why you see these guys in these coming out of these countries like Pascal Siakam, and they're ready to play. You know what's her name? Doris Burke was the one
Yeah,
that recruited Pascal.
yeah.
You
Dude,
know
the
the
thing is
NBA,
like,
yeah, the NBA sent her to go
yeah,
recruit Pascal.
dude, he was some pastor kid. Like Pascal Siakam was going to be like a pastor
Yeah,
growing up. Yeah, but the thing is, with in regards to, like for example, South Sudan, bro, South Sudan's economy kind of needs the NBA because it's a new country. You know, the country's only 14 years old,
mm-hmm.
so like they gave a lot of these monies and they sent a lot of these former basketball players who are a lot. Like everyone in Sudan, South Sudan's team is a lot older than the country. It's a new country, obviously credit to them. They kind of need someone to get economy running and try to get basketball popping over there, right? And it's good, man. I think it's good for the NBA. They benefit from it because what JC Thor is from there, Manute Bol is from there, Luol Deng. So they're engineering a lot of basketball players that are coming in and playing at a high level. So I think it just benefits everyone at the end of the day when you're seeing African players kind of coming in and kind of what I hope to see like in the future is like these guys get trained to be like personalities too as they develop like
Yeah,
their
correct.
basketball skills.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's gonna be the next phase.
because like people don't know JT Thor and he plays in the NBA.
But again,
And a lot of these,
everything you're saying, Gilbert Arenas already knows that. He's just trolling. He's
yeah,
trying to go viral.
yeah, that's what it is, bro. It's like and NBA has historically done that. Like soccer does that all the time with these underdeveloped countries or newer countries. They've sent talent pools in to like look at it and kind of throw in money to give them proper
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 training.
infrastructure. Yeah,
Yeah, and at
proper
the same
infrastructure
time,
and
they're
everything.
trying. They've always been trying to globalize their talent pool. They've always
Yeah,
been trying to do that because they understand if they get a huge figure that's at least winning championships in the league, they're good. They automatically got that whole country paying attention to the
yeah,
league. Same thing like China. It's the Yao Ming effect. They're looking
yeah,
for the Yao Ming effect.
yeah. And dude, one thing that's like interesting, right? It's the average age in South Sudan is like 6 foot plus. So the NBA would be stupid to not look at South Sudan and be like, "Yo, we're not going to develop any talent here." Like the average, I think the Dinka tribe or whatever, that's the most common tribe. They're like 6'5", 6'5" plus.
Wow.
That's why all the NBA players that come from South Sudan are tall. Manute Bol, Thonmaker, JT Thor, they're very tall human beings. Bol, it's no surprise that the NBA is kind of like attaching themselves to those kind of players.
Yeah, I think Mike Brown, the coach of the Kings, he was the coach down there. Maybe not in Sudan, in some part of Africa. He was the coach for
Yeah.
like I think like 2 years in the mid 2010s.
Yeah. And they brought
So
in Masai Ujiri's also done work over there. I think he
yeah,
still does.
yeah. Again, like I said, the league they have a plan. This is not like a coincidence. This
Yeah.
is sort of like a policy thing. The league is taking some of their revenue that they're making, not a large
Yeah.
part, like a little portion, and they're planting it maybe in China, in certain parts of Africa, in certain parts of South America, and they're cultivating talent. They've been doing this,
Yeah.
I think, ever since the David Stern era is when they started it, and
Yeah. Because like
now we're seeing it come into intuition right now.
100%, dude. It's like the NBA with them. It's like they know, like right now, like I think every league, every international league, soccer and football, they're investing a lot in Africa, because like you look at the French team, it's Africans. Like you can't say any of them are ethnically French.
True, and also I
Yeah,
believe that continent has like a lot of countries in that continent have like the youngest age, like
yeah,
their population overall is a lot younger.
100%. And they got height and they got good build. Like I
Yeah.
said, like South Sudan, the average height is 6 foot plus. So it's like it makes sense why the NBA would gravitate towards that. You look at soccer with Mbappe and those kind of guys are African descent. So it's kind of like a lot of these teams. I mean, even the Euro League, they took an interest in getting like a lot of African like hoopers and kind of integrating them into their own. Like the Greek freak. Obviously, Giannis isn't ethnically Greek; he's Nigerian, but he's kind of built his career up on Greek, adopted the culture and the name. So that's why he's such a big star.
hmm What are your
Like,
feelings on this whole Team USA? There's a lot of politics. There's a lot of a
are you
lot
talking
of
about the Jalen Brown
sponsors. You know, kind of
statements?
got to be pleased. This is an interesting Olympics. Team USA is entering in.
You talking about the Jalen Brown statements?
I'm just talking about the overall Team USA. Where like LeBron being age 39, he's making the team come back against Germany, against
Yeah.
Sudan. There's Kevin Durant kind of injured. Why is Joel Embiid over there? He's allegedly on one leg. This is a very interesting Team USA we're seeing here.
Yeah. I think the NBA kind of realizes, I think like American basketball kind of realizes that the era is kind of winding down. Like I also believe in that, by the way. I think like the era of like basketball dominance in the America it's dying down. Like you don't see like even this draft, bro. The first thing like teams did was invested in like project European players, the Atlanta Hawks and the Washington Wizards. You're seeing kind of a shift in the NBA where they're like going towards out of their own, and you're seeing that also in Team USA. It's no more the days of the dream team walking in and you're just dominating in every position. No, I think a lot of these guys, the American sports and basketball NBA, they've invested a lot of money in their infrastructure, and it's showing out
Yeah,
because
it
now
is.
you're seeing these teams compete at a high level.
It is, but at the same time, it's hard to tell what exactly is the status of USA basketball because the players that get assembled on this team, there's a lot of politics. There's a lot of
100%.
hey, you're a Nike player, you're an Adidas player.
They're Under Armour.
Nike sponsors the whole event. If you watch it on television, Nike logo every 5 seconds. Like, you know what I
The
mean? There's a
uniform.
lot of politics. These other teams like the Australian team or the German team, they're playing with chemistry. They don't care about the best players showing up last minute. You can't be on the team then. But the Team USA, there's too much outside influence. As the world gets
bro.
better, there's too much outside influence on this team.
Bro, it's capitalism. Like that's what it is. They're not viewing it as winning or losing right now. Like the players are sure, but what I mean is like they're not viewing us winning or losing. They're viewing us like how can we get our brand out there? If you're Nike, how do we sell like Team USA shirts? Oh, LeBron is wearing it. Someone's gonna buy it at Dick's Sporting Goods or Academy or any of these kind of shops.
Kevin Durant right now is still hurt. Have yet to play any of the exhibition games, but that's a Nike.
Kawhi doesn't
That's a
play either,
Nike
right?
guy. That's a Nike guy. They got one Nike guy starting ahead of him, Devin Booker. As soon as he comes in the lineup, they're gonna substitute their Nike guy for Kevin Durant. So this is very interesting. And then Joel Embiid, what is he? Skechers?
Yeah, Skechers. Like you're seeing a lot of brands playing their politics. So Under Armour wants their guy out. You know, obviously Skechers, they're the most popular shoe brand, but they're not viewed as hip. They're gonna try to view it as hip as possible, having him beat out. So a lot of these guys are trying to like dominate the shoe world, and that's the whole goal of it.
Yeah.
Is how do we dominate the shoe world and how do we dominate the market? It's no more, bro. Like team like Dream Team, for example, it was just like American nationalism on steroids, American exceptionalism. It's no more like that. I don't think these guys care all that much about it.
Yeah, it could never be like that because that 90 was it 92 Barcelona Olympics, that was the, I guess, signal fire. That was like basically everyone around the world, they got to see Michael Jordan live maybe for the first time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that kind of showed the Pau Gasols or the, you know, any future, the Ginobilis, they all watched
Dirk
him.
Nowitzki.
Yeah, and then they were all influenced, and now you're seeing those guys, the other children that they influenced, and every generation that keeps getting influenced, it's a bigger and bigger pool. So that gap has been, and plus the NBA is spending money overseas in different countries, you know, cultivating the talent. So you add all those things together, this is what you get. You get a bunch of French kids coming into the draft, and you get Team USA with that looks like a dream team, but you know, this team is a little bit older and doesn't have as much shooting. Now the gap begins to narrow down, and a lot of the US players, I know they're feeling the heat. They're like, oh, these motherfuckers actually, you know, they're balling. Like, oh, okay, I gotta come out here.
I'll say this. Like, for a guy in South Sudan, right? For him, this game means everything. But how much do you think it means to, like, a Team USA player? Like, forget, like, Anthony Edwards or Tyrese Halliburton. How much does it mean for them?
Ooh, this Team USA, most of these guys are getting like 70 mil from Nike.
They don't care.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man.
But if you're like, I don't know, if you're a South Sudan player, right? You're like, oh, hell yeah, dude, I'm getting the chance.
Yeah, you're getting a chance to play against LeBron, and you'll make a name for yourself. And maybe, you know, they're going to get a look from like a Euro League or even the NBA.
100%, bro. That's what it is, man. You see, like, Dubai has really put themselves out there as to be like the next basketball or sports market.
And sports market in general. Sports market in general.
UFC basketball. So I was able to post that where I'm like, you're seeing like basketball grow within that area, and like, you know, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, like you're seeing basketball just grow in general, right? And I don't know why our basketball players today are not ready for it.
I wouldn't really say they're not ready for it. They're just not. It's not. This Team USA is a really bad measuring stick. It's too much politics. You got 39-year-old LeBron starting. You got Kevin Durant. He shouldn't really be out there, but he's trying to make his way back. Joel Embiid on one leg, but all these guys have at least $70 to $80 million deals with Nike. Shit, Kevin Durant got $300 million deal with Nike. Like, these guys have to be out there because they're not the sponsors. The sponsors are not saying it out loud, but this is the reason why they're giving these guys 80, 300 million. It's because the Olympics is almost like the Super Bowl of athletic wear, of like marketing their products. They're gonna come out with Olympic version of their shoes. People are gonna see the Nike logo from around the world. This is the Super Bowl of just the reason why they gave you that endorsement. For LeBron, the reason why he got that lifetime deal, you better make sure that your ass is at the Olympics. Same thing for Joel Embiid with Skechers, and same thing with Kevin Durant with Nike. They gotta be out there.
Shepard with Under Armour.
Yeah, they gotta be out there.
Yeah.
And it might be one of the reasons why we don't see Jaylen Brown out there, because the Olympics is really tied to, you know, the NBA and the athletic companies, the athletic wear companies marketing themselves. That's what it's all about.
So what you're saying is like the NBA or these companies are more looking at them. They're looking at their bottom line.
No, it's not necessarily their bottom line. This is the Super Bowl. This is the done data for Nike, Adidas,
I
Skechers.
think this is more of a FIFA World Cup for these companies and not just the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, that's a perfect example. It's the World Cup.
Yeah.
It's the World Cup.
It's a
But
World
imagine it's a Super Bowl for a whole, I guess, what, month and a half or 2 months. Like when I
Yeah.
say Super Bowl, I mean I'm talking about the advertisements, the commercials during the Super Bowl. How it costs $4 million to get
Yeah.
a 30-second space. That imagine that 30-second space on the starting five. To have Stephen
Yeah.
Curry there, it's worth that.
LeBron James.
there,
The fact
yeah.
is, these guys are at the end of their careers, right? So you would think they'd market off of that too.
Yeah, but I bet you LeBron probably got like 3 or 4 sneakers dropping. That's all Olympic colorways this whole month of
Red,
August.
white, and blue. Same with Steph Curry, Under Armour. Same with Joel Embiid, Skechers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro. The NBA basketball, bro, is becoming too brand centric in my opinion.
Yeah,
Sometimes, bro.
it-
Like
it's
I feel
it's a
like they're trying to
business.
sell me something instead of like me enjoying it. You know?
Yeah, it's that's the thing with Team USA. You see that it's a business, but
Yeah.
with Team France or with Team with the German team, the Australian
Yeah.
team, you see it's actually about winning. But with us, there's because we are the marketing. America's biggest thing is marketing.
We're the house of capitalism.
Yeah, but
Like,
our biggest thing that we're really good at is marketing. It could be anything.
100%.
Marketing war, marketing products, whatever it is, that's America's thing. And Team USA is a marketing prime real estate for USA basketball. It's prime real estate. That's why Joel Embiid is out there talking about it's 2 months later, I lost to the Knicks, but I'm still on fucking one leg. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, saving their own ass, bro.
Yeah, it's like why is Kevin Durant, the season ended like 2 months ago? Why does he seem like he's not good? It's pretty obvious that he's not good. They already played like 5, 6, 7 games, but they're still willing to start Kevin Durant. They're willing to start him. They're willing to start him at this point. He already missed like 5, 6 games.
Nike made the call. Nike made the call, and these players themselves want to put themselves out there, man. For them, it's everything.
No, I don't think it's up to them. I think it's in their, it's in their when Kevin Durant, LeBron, all of them signed with Nike. It's in the contract. The Olympic shit is important. It's part of the payment. You got to be there. Unless like a Paul George type of event happens to you, you got to be there.
Yeah,
it's mandatory.
Look, as a business, it makes sense. Like when I'm not against it, because it is a job, and you're getting paid to wear shoes and play basketball. I understand, but dude, at some point, I don't know. As a fan, it's kind of frustrating, bro, when these players also make half-ass statements like, "I'm not 100%, this, that, and the third." It does get frustrating.
It gets frustrating, but I'm telling you, it's about to be revealed with this Kevin Durant situation. Watch them start him. Even though he missed all the exhibition games, all the Vegas games, they're going to still end up starting him. And you ask yourself, like, why? Like, the chemistry obviously is not going to be right. Why the fuck are they starting him? Like, Team USA.
Don't expect chemistry, but I don't think this team will have chemistry, though.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. Kevin Durant is going to open up the shooting for them. That's if he's making his shots.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's weird. Like, these other teams, they've been playing with each other for years.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's
these other teams, they have chemistry, bro. The thing is, team basketball, it's these guys. It feels like more of a meetup. It's not like something they're training. And obviously, saying Kevin Durant hasn't been healthy, and he's on Team USA. I think is Kawhi still on Team USA?
No, he left. He left early.
And they replaced him with Derek White. Is Derek White a New Balance guy?
Nah, Derek White is just a filler, so it doesn't look. And here's another thing. Good thing you mentioned Derek White. Basically, from what I'm understanding right now, Derek White is basically a filler who could come in. Maybe he doesn't get any shots, or maybe some games he doesn't get subbed in, but at least he doesn't have a brand that's gonna take a hit. They're afraid that if they get Jaylen Brown and he doesn't get subbed in and he sits on the end of the bench, they're gonna say, look, it's the finals MVP sitting on the bench and not getting no burn.
Well, let me ask you this.
There's just too much marketing politics going on, man. Way too much.
Let me ask you this. Kawhi Leonard obviously is not playing his Team New Balance, right? So for me, it's like, okay, he's Team New Balance. why couldn't they just replace him with Darius Garland or someone that maybe or Zach Lavine, someone that maybe New Balance could market.
I don't think New Balance has enough real estate to dictate what goes on the team. I just don't think they have enough real estate. I think Skechers barely got in there.
But
I
Skechers
think,
got bread.
yeah, they got money, but they don't have the real estate. They got Joel Embiid, and then it comes to like Julius Randle.
Yeah, Julius Randle, and I think Maxey too.
Yeah, but that's not enough real estate. Nike's real estate in that dream team is crazy. Stephen Curry gave them that real estate.
Under Armour.
Yeah, which is Under Armour. But without Stephen Curry, Under Armour wouldn't have real estate.
Because like the only New Balance athlete that's playing in the Olympics as of right now is Jamal Murray, and it's like Team Canada.
Yeah, but let me say this: it wouldn't shock me if these companies sometimes when they bid on these players, when they come straight into the league, it wouldn't shock me if they're like judging if the person will be talented enough to make the Olympic team based off of how much money they would give them. But I bet you they're calculating if they could be on that Olympic team.
Yeah, 100%, dude. I think that's why like Zach Lavine gets a shoe deal. Is because like he's a good enough player to make the Olympics team. So I was like, why not just like try to gamble and see if he can actually make it for us?
Yeah, but Zach Lavine is like a different level. I'm talking about like Adidas running to Anthony Edwards. They're like, oh shit,
okay, I got
he's
you
up
now.
next. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking about the real guys.
Like a new superstar. Like an upcoming superstar.
Like LeBron, like Nike.
Ball.
Yeah, like LeBron came into the league, Nike ran at him. Like we think they ran at him to advertise like in America. Like that's what most fans think. But Nike really ran at him because they understood like he's gonna go to like 5-6 Olympics, and they're like that's our Super Bowl.
Yeah, he's gonna be a lifetime. Their goal was to make him a lifetime athlete.
Yeah, like I wouldn't be shocked if Nike made all the money that they're gonna pay LeBron for that whole contract in just that one Olympics. If they made all that money back.
Oh, 100%, dude.
Yeah,
dude, Team USA. They don't care about what goes on in the Olympics. Like for them, it's like how they're just trying to sell.
Yeah, they're just trying to sell,
man. As a fan, it's unfortunate, bro. But it's like, I guess that's just where basketball's headed towards. I think that's just where the sports world is headed towards.
Now, you know what it is? It's just business. It's just there's too much business in Team USA. If South Sudan or any other country had the same type of availability to make that type of money, have players have those type of sponsorships, and then companies make millions and billions off of them for just that Olympics, they'll be doing the same thing. They would be doing the same thing.
Let me ask you this: why can't we make it like the FIFA World Cup?
What do you mean?
Like FIFA World Cup is selling us, right? They're selling us shit, all kind of brands. Why can't we do that with like Team USA?
I don't. That's tough because the FIFA World Cup is only for one sport. The Team USA, the Olympic stuff is like it's so many different sports. There's so many fractured audiences.
What about like the FIBA? What about the FIBA, like the FIBA tournaments?
Yo, those are not respected that much. Not yet.
It's new.
Yeah, they're new, but they're not respected as much. But I think I would say if the NBA continues the way it is now, I would say like 20 years from now, like that shit is gonna be like a real tournament. Or you never know. It might take an incident in these Olympics where Team USA gets embarrassed or something crazy or viral happens that everyone's pissed. Everyone, you know how Gilbert Arenas was pissed. Everyone gets mad on that type of level, and now we're taking the FIBA serious. We're taking everything serious afterwards.
That has happened. I mean, dude, we lost to Canada, no?
Yeah, but everyone knows it was different. You know what I'm saying?
Germany, my bad. Yeah.
No, like I think a while ago, didn't with like Melo and LeBron and Allen Iverson, didn't they lose to like Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
You see,
and
back then
they lost to Argentina and the redemption team and all that marketing stuff that happened.
Yeah, but it wasn't as bad because the league wasn't filled with internationals winning finals MVP, winning the MVP season award every season. And then the draft wasn't, half the draft wasn't French. But now
Yeah.
when you fast forward and you got all these things, you know, everyone's like Gilbert Arenas. They're kind of sweating. They're like, yo, like, I thought this was our game. Like, who are all these motherfuckers?
Yeah, who is this new guy? Like, he
Yeah.
didn't learn the traditional way of basketball.
I'm
He
telling you,
started in the league early.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
USA getting smacked in these Olympics wouldn't be a bad thing, because now you're gonna see how serious they take that shit going
Yeah,
forward.
it's ego. Like, at the end of the day, these guys have egos.
Yeah, but America has an ego. America is an ego.
Yeah,
like,
we as a country have an ego, but I'm talking like as an athlete, they have egos. Like every athlete has an ego.
yeah, but it's
Everybody
different.
in
Nah, I feel like when it comes to the basketball, Americans think of basketball as our sport. That's us. We're the dream team.
Yeah.
You know, that dream team, that shit has lasting effects. Most people see the way that they beat every team. That's how they think of like America in basketball. Like, that's how we think of ourselves. So that's why Gilbert Arenas feels, you know, a type of way that the South Sudan game was even close. Think about it. We won, and everyone's kind of like, what the fuck was that? You know what I mean?
Like, well, how? You know, like, why was this close?
Yeah,
like, people wanted a 50-game blowout.
Yeah, those are the dream team after effects.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the after effect of the dream team. You still got that sweet taste in your mouth. You're just like, oh man, we just beat everyone up, and then, yeah, we got the gold medal, light work. But now it's not like that. Just looking at this overall game, because the game is different over there. It's a 40-minute game. The, you know, inside the arc is smaller. The basketball court is slightly smaller, not by much. But there's less possessions in these games, and we all know the superstars, sometimes they like to James Harden shit. You know what I mean? They don't value the possessions as much. And then we don't have as much shooting. So, you know, and then the referees, they don't do that bullshit where they're reffing the player.
Let me ask you this.
Wait, hold on.
This is a good point you're making. Okay.
Hold on, my bad. I just want to say, like, the ref is not reffing the superstar. They're not saying, oh, that's SGA. He's going into the lane. That's a foul. You know what I mean? They're not doing that. They're actually reffing the play over there in FIBA or in the Olympics. They're saying, oh, Anthony Davis, that's a foul. You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to give Anthony Davis that call he's used to getting. Like, these are the differences in the game right now. And I'm wondering if the players have enough chemistry to kind of, you know, run the ship a little bit tighter.
Okay, let's say a humiliation happens, right? Let's say Team USA loses and they're out of the Olympics. Do you think the NBA would pivot to make basketball or the NBA to be much more Olympic, like to make it much more closer to the Olympics? Because now at that point, right, America is humiliated. You have to make it somewhat competitive, and you have to kind of like condition these guys to be used to like the Olympic whistle.
No, they don't need to change it, because the NBA is a complete different product. The NBA, there's a reason why the NBA is the NBA. It doesn't look or feel like the European leagues. It's because they understand that, just like the NFL, they got to tweak the product and make it good for TV. You see how the NFL, though, you can't hit the quarterbacks. There's a bunch of touchdowns, throwing the ball a long way. Yeah, the NFL understands that, hey, the audience likes red zone. They like touchdowns. So we're going to tweak it for that to happen a lot more. The NBA does the same thing. Hey, the spacing, we're going to move the 3-point line back. There's more spacing. We want more more dunks. So we're going to do 3 second in the key, then you have to come out, which I don't think in the Olympics they have that. You know what I mean? So they change the defenses, what's allowed. They tailor the product to make sure you can see a LeBron dunk all the time, or whoever's the guy like Jean Morant. They give him more space to dance. They allow different type of screens. They don't call travel. They allow more movement. You see all these little things, they tweak it, because the NBA, it's not regular basketball. It's an actual product. There's basketball, and then there's the NBA. There's like two different things. I mean, it's under the same tree, under the same umbrella, but they're two different products.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when these guys, you know, go play basketball on an international level with Team USA, they actually, for the first time, are put in the field of OG original basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the superstars, if they're really good, they're gonna make the adjustments. I know Michael Jordan, man, he's probably studying that shit, all the rules and everything over there. He probably, how competitive he is. He's like, man, I'm the god. I'm gonna tweak my game just for these next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Like some of these guys,
I
they
mean,
probably
Kobe
think it's
did it.
light work, but it's really not.
No, it's hard, bro. Dude, anybody who can reach at that level is a competitor at one way or another.
True.
And basketball's a team sport, so if someone lacks what the opposing player has, they can draw up a play and get the buckets and get the stops.
But here's the thing, though, they're gonna
Yeah.
have to draw up a play, right? But they're
Yeah.
used to especially in today's NBA, the way that they made it today.
It's freestyle.
No, the spacing is crazy.
Yeah.
Now, this Team USA, they're going over there. The spacing is tight. The spacing is tighter. So it's not the same thing. The spacing
I mean, I
is
think
tighter.
that also plays into like the freestyle. I think modern day NBA has much more of a freestyle when it comes to like the playmaking and kind of players can do whatever with the ball. The coaching won't be as tight with that. Like with European ball, it's more about sets.
Yeah. Well, inside the arc is gonna be smaller, and
Yeah.
these guys get 5 fouls, they're out the game. It's not even 6. So it's and it's less possessions, and it's a 40-minute game. So, but you know what? I'm gonna play this audio. Tim Legler actually spoke about this Team USA and what they should expect and what he thought about the team.
Yeah, I just want, people need to always get back to this point. Whenever you see an international team coming from the United States, an NBA caliber team, these are different roles for these guys.
Yes.
Basketball doesn't work that way, where you have a team full of alphas, team full of guys that are used to doing really whatever they want offensively on every given night for their NBA team. Most basketball teams have a couple of guys at the top of the roster that fall into that category, and then everybody else sort of stays in a lane and they fill a specific role and they sacrifice parts of their game for the betterment of the team. That's a big time adjustment for all of these guys. You're talking about some guys that if their careers ended tomorrow, we know they're in the Hall of Fame. There's a bunch of other guys in this team that are probably going to end up there as well. And they're used to getting, on a bad night, 20 shots a game for the teams they play on. So I just think the way that we go about formulating these teams and just expect, because they've got more talent and these are household names, we can roll out a ball and they can just go. That's just not the case anymore. And I think basketball requires a rhythm and a sacrifice and a continuity that is very difficult to find in this amount of time. And that is why I think Team USA will be threatened on multiple nights in this tournament. It's not going to shock me to see them lose. We just mentioned some of the teams. Australia even could be a team because stylistically it's so different.
Yeah.
I like Shanae's point about Canada. There's no doubt that's the most talented team outside of Team USA. But the one thing that's interesting about that situation is they're going to play like it's an NBA game. And that also might make Team USA more comfortable.
True.
Because the style is going to be exactly what they see every night.
Right.
Some of these other international teams that have the top guys, right? The top of the food chain players, like a Victor Wembanyama, but then everybody else falling into a role. It looks more like what actual basketball looks like rather than a collection of all-stars. And that's why this is continuing to be a challenge for Team USA to just run through it.
I mean, Team USA is a bunch of chefs trying to cook a meal. With the NBA, it's like one guy. With the other teams, it's like, for example, Victor Wembanyama makes the ending dish. Someone makes the
appetizer.
The appetizer. Someone makes dessert. That's just how it is. And I think he's right.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Ledger, he's right. Because like right now, like you're looking at it, down the stretch, every guy on that team wants to hit the shot. Why? And companies want them to hit the shot. Steph Curry hits a legendary 3. Oof. Have him something say so charismatic. Under Armour can sell T-shirts and shoes off of it. Have Anthony Edwards say something funny. Adidas sell something off of it. LeBron or Kevin Durant does a big shot. Have them say the GOAT is here. Have them like both can say longevity, whatever, right? Team what 21 and team year 21 and Kevin Durant's what year 17, year 15.
Mm-hmm.
You can have those kind of marketability with them.
You can. And good point by Tim Legler. He said the only time Team USA is going to run into the type of basketball that they know is when they face Team Canada because all the NBA players that they got. So they're going to play in a similar style. But other than that, he even brought up my point. They're going to continue to play against teams in a original basketball format, which they got to build up the chemistry for that. Yeah,
100%, dude. I mean, dude, look at Team Canada, right? The biggest name there is like Jamal Murray, and you obviously like Kelly Oubre. And they're
SGA,
not big
Dylan Brooks.
SGA. Yeah, these guys are not outside of like SGA and like Jamal Murray. These guys aren't big names, right?
They're
But
not.
these guys know how to play with each other. Like Kelly Olynyk has played basketball for a decade.
Yeah,
He
but
knows how to
at the
play
same
with like
time, these guys are going to be playing kind of in the NBA style. We cannot deny that these guys are going to be playing in the NBA style.
Yeah.
Team Canada still, but
yeah,
when they play against Australia or France or even Spain, these teams
Yeah.
play in the European original style. They play I can't even say it's a European style. It's the original basketball style. The NBA style is the outlier. They change basketball to make it more palatable on television. You know, to make the consumers view it more as entertaining. But that's not original basketball. What these guys are gonna go play with in these next upcoming days, that's original basketball. And it'll be interesting to see if the superstars how they adjust to it. Like it's a tricky dance, man, they gotta make. But I'm telling you, man, this is for the first time gonna be a slap. It's either gonna be a good thing or it's gonna be a slap in the face. Like, wow, after this, Team USA is gonna take every tournament, every FIBA, every qualifier. They're gonna take everything serious. It's not gonna be like last year sending, you know, Jalen Brunson and sort of the B team out there. They're gonna continuously send the A team to make a point.
Yeah. 100%, and I think that's the best for the sport overall, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be best for the sport, but again, there's a lot of politics with Team USA, sponsorships. You know, it's just the NBA is trying to market certain stars. They may want certain people in there because they're planning to make a guy a certain figurehead. It's a lot of politics with Team USA, man. Moving to the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah.
Zach Lavine and the Chicago Bulls. Who's gonna take that L first? Because it seems like these guys are like they're at a stalemate right now. Zach Lavine doesn't want to take a pay cut, and the Bulls don't want to attach a first round pick to give him away.
Both will take L's, man.
But who do you think will take it first? Because this is gonna be crazy. The Bulls are trying to rebuild while owing Zach Lavine 3 years, $138 million. That's crazy.
Man, that's a good question.
Yeah, they're
I mean,
trying to
dude,
rebuild
Zach-
under this new CBA. That's kind
I
of tight.
think what Zach Lavine will not play basketball, or he'll get his minutes decreased, but he's still getting paid the same. Chicago Bulls are the losers in this situation. They'll have to take the L.
Yeah, to me, it's worth it if they just, oh, you know what? They can't attach that first round draft pick. They already wasted a lot of picks already.
Dude, they don't have draft picks.
Oh, they don't?
They don't have draft. I think we talked about this last time. I think the Bulls don't have a real draft pick until like 2027 or 9.
You're right, until 2029.
Yeah, so they're screwed.
Oh,
So
shit.
for them, if you're Chicago, right? You know what? I'll scratch that off. It might be an L for DeMar because if you're Chicago, you have nothing to lose, right?
Wait, for
Like,
who?
you kind of have to. If you're Chicago, you have nothing to lose because you're just going to be mediocre. But if you're Zach Lavine, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're in your prime of your career, and like you're gonna waste those prime years in Chicago due to not taking a pay cut.
He's not going to take a pay cut because there's no team that'll ever give him that contract with under these new CBA rules. It's not.
No,
it's
nobody's
not
taking
happening.
that gamble because Zach Lavine isn't a winning player. Like, what team has won with Zach Lavine?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He shouldn't take
Yeah.
a pay cut because he's never going to get paid that ever again.
He's a Bradley Beal. He's in the same similar situations like a Brad Beal.
Yeah, it's crazy how these volume shooters are now kind of being devalued. The Bradley Beals, the Brandon Ingram, even the guy in Utah, what's his name? Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah. Well, we talked Brandon Ingram too, because I was also willing to add Ingram, and I think you put Clarkson also on that list. Like, David Griffin did try to find like a deal to get him off of the books. Where now David Griffin has to make Zion Williamson, DeJounte Murray, and Brandon work. So it's that those contracts are now biting these owners in the ass, or these franchises in the ass.
Yo, that's a crazy ass problem to have. I feel like
It's an awful problem to have.
they're about to be in like games that are like 128 to 148 every night.
Yeah, they're gonna a neck and neck game. Like the Pelicans might be a playoff playing team, but dude, every win is gonna have to be like every win has to like catch your breath, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a good thing.
Yeah, it's not. It's this is interesting because these type of players, teams once kind of held them to a certain regard. The guys who could average like 20 points or 25 points a
Yeah.
game, but they were volume shooters. But now it seems like once their efficiency starts going down, or maybe they get injured, teams start kind of having second guesses on these guys. Again,
Well,
Zach
dude,
Lavine
that's
and
good.
Jordan Clarkson. This is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean Jordan Clarkson at this point, like 6 men, right? What kind of 6 men has just like man, I've thought about this so many times. Like I view Jordan Clarkson as like a Jamal Crawford kind of player, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember any good Jamal Crawford playoff moments in my life.
Yeah, me neither. But Jordan Clarkson is under a good contract though.
He's under a good contract, yeah, but like, you know,
14
you know
mil
what I mean?
per
Like,
year,
yeah, that is a good contract.
and
But you know
nobody's
what I mean, right?
biting.
Like I feel like teams are willing to take in the less scoring, the 3-and-D off the bench 10 points per game guy rather than like a Jordan Clarkson who could get you like a 15 points per game.
Mhm.
Kind of, you know what I mean? Like it just seems like a Spain Pritchard and those kind of guys, they're not getting you 15, like 17, 18 points per game. They're getting you cool like 12, 13 points per game, but they're giving you defense.
Correct. I feel like as the league kind of gets more talented guys that are kind of more two-way, do you think that those guys are slowly phasing out the volume 20 points per game shooter? That's what's happening?
100%. 100%. And it was bound to happen because, like, dude, like I said, I cannot name a 6 man who has won just by being like an offensive scorer in recent memory. There was a lot that were fun to watch, like Lou Williams. I don't remember any like Lou Williams game in the playoffs, like deep in the playoffs, where I'm like, oh, dude, yeah, Lou Williams was able to step it up. Like these guys
That's
just do their
crazy. That
magic in
sounds
the regular
crazy.
season.
That sounds like a sweep.
Yeah, it sounds like a sweep, but it never happened, right? Like 2020 Clippers, it never happened.
Nope.
No, it's just hard. And Lou Williams was like in the regular season, Lou Williams was a guy who's like, okay, our role players have like sorenesses. We kind of need a rest. We bring in Lou Williams, and he'll look like the star of that night. In the playoffs, is a whole different ballgame. The game is slower. The defense, the whistle isn't always
Mhm.
on your side.
The
It's a whole different
possessions you
game.
have to value more.
Yeah, and that's what it is, dude. I think like the whole era of like the 6 man is kind of his own franchise player off the bench is kind of changing now. They're kind of bringing in guys who you can insert any which way.
Yeah, defend multiple positions. Maybe average
Yeah.
like 6 points less per game, but your efficiency is up and your defense is up. Man, that's tough. That's tough. Like sort of like the Mikal Bridges archetype. Like
Yeah,
when I'm
100%,
talking
dude.
about when he was in Phoenix though.
Yeah,
Yeah, when he was in Phoenix, not the Brooklyn Mikal Bridges, not the 20 points per game. Sort of like the
Yeah.
17 to like 14 points per game.
a guy who came off the bench and like hustled, really like.
Yeah. Defend
Yeah.
multiple positions. Yeah, the league, like I said, they're getting a lot of guys like that. A lot of guys are coming in
I
like
think
that.
now teams are looking at who can fill in these holes rather than like, can he be a big like, can he produce on a small box? I don't know if that made proper sense. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like just like have him defend. I don't need him. I don't need the ball in his hand 24/7. Like he should be fine with not having to score all the time. That kind of ordeal. Like, I think that's what That's what the league is looking for.
Yeah, because it's only so many players that can do that.
Yeah, exactly. So many, but so many guys can do that. But it's like, I think that's why you talked about it earlier. That's why like second round picks are being so valued.
Yeah, they're valuable because teams are spending too much on the top players.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily spending too much. It's just eating up so much of the cap space. Everyone is trying to avoid that second apron.
Yeah,
So
but
the
like that's what
second
I'm
round
saying. Like,
draft picks helps you with that.
if you can get a 3-and-D player who can fill in a void, right? Why do you need like a Jordan Clarkson? Like realistically, what team does Jordan Clarkson make sense for?
That's like saying same thing for Zach Lavine and Brandon Ingram.
Yeah,
It's
because
like
Brandon
solving the
Ingram,
same puzzle.
For me, I thought Sacramento would make the deal, but Sacramento they got lucked in on
DeRozan.
frustrated DeMar DeRozan, who's way better.
Yeah,
DeMar DeRozan,
yeah,
the Chicago run was
he's
great.
better. He's much better from the field, from the mid range.
Yeah, dude, the Chicago run was good. Like I got to give DeMar its credit. The Chicago Bulls should have never been a playing team, and he was able to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
So they improved a lot. We could talk about that later, but like I think now what teams are looking at, bro, it's way different. I think the landscape of basketball has changed, bro.
Yeah, it has.
Nowadays, yeah.
It has, and a few guys are caught in the middle. I think a few players are getting caught in the middle of it. Because I think Brandon Ingram, the way he played, what made him the number 2 overall pick, is not what's keeping him in the league nowadays. Or it can't get him paid. It can't get him any more paid going forward. Like the way he wants to get paid. The 36 mil per year, he can't earn it like that no more. It's like they closed the window on him.
He's not a very good scorer. Like he can score, but he's not very good at it. And his playmaking is average at best, like okay to average.
Mm-hmm.
And his defense is not really good. Like he's not a very noticeable defender. So it's like it gets hard for that. It gets hard to justify paying someone like that money.
Yeah.
Like we talked about it. Zion is a once in a generational star when healthy, right? But like he can do things that Brandon Ingram way better than Brandon Ingram can. Zion Williamson, when he's in the rim or at the rim, he's killing it. Zion Williamson can make those passes. It just makes more sense why you'd rather have that than like Brandon Ingram, who can do it on a lesser level. And at times, even when he does it, when he's like the focal point of an offense, like he gets swept. Like I'll even say this: Jonas Valanciunas was more valuable against Oklahoma City Thunder than Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, it just seems like guys from when they came in the league as a rookie, oh man, middle of their career, they got to make a transition to keep getting paid the way they think they should get paid, especially for a second overall pick like Ingram. That shit must be a shocker.
It's a bad look. It's a bad look, bro. The league, bro, basketball's always evolving, and I think a lot of these guys that are coming in to like fill in roles, like Payne Pritchard has no ego.
Mm-hmm.
That guy just wants to play basketball. Deuce McBride. These guys don't have egos, but they want to. Sam Merle. These guys know their roles. These guys know, how do I get paid? How do I be in the NBA? Like, I know I'll be in multiple teams, but how do I ensure that I'll always get a contract waiting for me?
It's not even a contract. It's like the contract that they want. It's like Ingram has to get rid of the identity of being that 20 points per game player on like 40% shooting.
Okay, but can he fit in a box? Like, what box could Brandon Ingram fit?
He's in between all the boxes. He's a small forward, kind of power forward, but can't rebound, but can't shoot like a small forward 3-and-D. You know what I'm saying? Can't make his 3-pointers like that. He's not really a catch and shoot guy. He's in between all these boxes.
Yeah, not a bad defender, but not a great one. He's just stuck.
Yeah, it's a tricky situation, and he's a player that's entering probably year 6 or 7.
No, I gotta be year 8. I remember he was drafted 2017.
Yeah, so like he's almost a tier below like the incoming classes who just got their first rookie extensions, like the Cade Cunningham, the Luka Doncic, the Darius Garland potentially. So I want to talk about this class because this class is sort of in that same, they're caught in that same transition because I'm seeing Darius Garland, Şengün, Jalen Green, Kuminga. These guys did not get their rookie extensions. We see Franz Wagner, that he got his extension, Cade Cunningham, Evan Mobley. I'm wondering how the Cavs explain to Darius Garland that they gave Evan Mobley the money, but not him. Like, that shit is crazy.
That shit is crazy. But I also think they're not confident in his fitting with Donovan Mitchell. They're not confident in Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland together. Let me rephrase that. I think when Evan Mobley, they see defensive strides. They just are kind of hoping he picks it up offensively.
He's not. He's almost a combo guard.
Yeah.
He's almost a
Dude,
combo
he's a
guard.
guy. He's peaked 2021, 2022 when he made the All-Star team. Since then, he hasn't been healthy. He hasn't really fit that well. His playmaking hasn't really improved. It's a very much of a question mark with him, bro.
Yeah, and I know he's looking at that Evan Mobley contract, and he is sick. I mean, even Michael, he's actually done more than Michael Porter Jr. And Michael Porter Jr. got that extension that he wanted back in 2018. Yeah. So this is tricky. This is tricky to see Scotty Barnes, Kate Cunningham, Franz Wagner all get it. But
Scotty was bound to get it.
Yeah, Scotty was gonna get it. Those guys deserve it, but not. I'm questioning Evan Mobley and Michael Porter Jr. when they got it. I'm like, I don't know. And then the guys that are pending, this is real interesting, man. You got Jonathan Kuminga, Jalen Green, Şengün, Cam
Houston,
Thomas, Jalen Suggs. These guys are looking for their extensions.
Houston cancels each other's out.
What do you mean?
One of these guys are getting it, one of these guys are on their way out.
Damn. I would say Jalen Green.
Probably. I think Reed Shepard, if he has a good rookie year, who knows? He might be like Houston's guy. Because I think Houston at the end wants a superstar. I don't think they expect any to draft a superstar. I think what they want to do is get a Devin Booker along with young guys.
Yeah, I'm looking at... What do you think about Kuminga? What do you think Golden State's going to do?
Bro, I think, they have to extend him. I can't lie. Or they have to trade him for a star. I think, a conversation has been Lauri Markkanen. A team like the Utah Jazz will extend Kuminga to a good deal. Probably not to a max, but at least a solid deal. But the Golden State Warriors, if they're keeping him, they have to extend him.
I mean, they kind of already fucked up on letting Clay go, not really selling on Kuminga early to get something around Steph. Yeah, you're right. They're going to have to extend him.
Have you not seen the talks that's been going around that Warriors do not want to put Kuminga in that conversation with Lauri Markkanen?
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and Lauri Markkanen's he should have been an all-star last year, but he's the guy that's a solidified all-star player.
I wonder if the Warriors ever consider that Kuminga is good, but he just doesn't fit into what they want him to do.
Well, I don't know if they consider that he might not be a superstar. I think we know what superstars are coming year 2 or 3.
Yeah, what Kuminga, this would be... Yeah, he's looking to extend his 5th year.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. For me, it's year 5 and 6 is very hard for me to be yeah, that's the guy that is a superstar destined player.
Yeah, it's that they sacrificed so much already. They let too much time go by. They should have traded that pick. They should have never kept that pick.
Dude, I feel like for them, I feel like for the Warriors, it was much more of Kuminga will be ready once I feel like with the Warriors, right, the house fell, if that makes sense. I don't think they expected Andrew Wiggins to regress as much as he did.
Oh yeah, that was a blow.
Yeah. I think they were already prepared for a post-Klay Thompson world, but they were hoping Jordan Poole will be continuing to be the Warriors kind of second-hand man, maybe filling that Klay Thompson role of scoring.
But they got Podziemski. Podziemski is filling that.
Pods fits, but is Pods I don't know. Can you imagine a Pods and Steph Curry duo winning a championship?
No, he's years away from that. The timelines are off. That's what I'm saying. The Warriors are too invested in 2 different timelines.
But is Pod someone that I don't know, dude. For me, it's if a young player is gonna replace be kind of the realm of your future, right? I need a Tyrese Halliburton. I need Anthony Edwards, where I'm confident, yo, this guy is a future star. San Antonio Kawhi Leonard. We can pivot off the Tim Duncan era because we know this guy can be something. I don't see it with Jonathan Kuminga. That's what I think. That's what they were trying to go for. Is pivot off of Timmy D and Tony Parker. You get Kawhi, usher in the Kawhi Leonard. I don't see that with
Kaminga.
with Kuminga. No, because that's how I view it. I think the closest example I can bring up is San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah, and it's like it's almost. I'm surprised the Warriors stuck with him for so long because Kaminga came off of the G League Ignite tree, the same tree
Yeah,
as Jalen Green, and so many other players that didn't really or just took a lot of
turn
time to
out.
translate into the
Yeah,
NBA. What's that guy? The guy Derrick Jones Jr. that was in Dallas. He was out of that
it
same
took him a
program
long time,
too.
and he's 29 now, getting a big NBA contract. Like DJJ isn't young.
Yeah, and a lot of these guys like coming out of they all skip college to do like
Yeah,
a program and then come into the league. And damn, man, none of these guys really translate right away.
no, it takes time, bro. But like that's the thing I'm saying is like Kuminga, bro. Is like there's nothing hot about him, in my opinion. There's nothing that makes me be like, yo, this guy, this guy is our guy. Nothing.
Yeah,
I
it
think
just
he's cool.
the highlights look nice though. I'm not gonna lie, but it just
Yeah.
doesn't translate to a team concept.
No, it doesn't, bro. And I think like having him surrounded with Draymond and those kind of guys, it's a cool attempt. But dude, it seems like they compromised on their present in order to think about the future. Which I don't know. It doesn't seem hot because you trade away Wiseman, you kept Moses Moody, who seems like a cool role player. But I don't even know if they'll keep him long term. Pod seemed like a solid role player too. But it's like, what else after that?
Yeah, it's just again two different timelines. I think that stadium has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, 100%, dude. Because you have to sell out seats, and hey, who's the biggest seat seller than like Steph Curry?
Yeah, or just that stadium overall. You heard how much money that shit's making?
No, 100. It's like the highest selling, like highest grossing NBA stadium, I believe.
Yeah, they make like almost I think $600 to $500 million more than the Lakers and Knicks.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
it's a tourist destination, bro. Like the tickets are expensive.
No, I didn't even think it's that. What I think it is that they've utilized like I think data and also like the spacing of the stadium to like not have people wait in line as long for like hot dogs or just souvenirs. They sort of found a way to utilize the fan experience. Like you go to your seat, maybe you want to grab something and you quickly grab it and you come back. Like I think
Yeah,
they perfected that because me even going to NBA games, especially in New York City, like Madison Square Garden is old. The Barclays Center where they built it, the space is kind of tight. And I find myself if I leave, I would have to leave a little bit, like 3 minutes into the second quarter before it ends.
yeah,
I would leave,
yeah,
get my food, and by the time I come back, 10 minutes left in the third quarter. That's how
yeah,
long it takes to get like food, use the restroom. Like it just takes too long.
yeah,
And then imagine like if I want to buy something twice, maybe I want to get a second beer. It takes too long. Like I might as well just watch the whole game and then leave. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, but I feel like the Warriors, their stadium, they found a way to like. I think Steve Ballmer too. These new stadiums that are getting built, they're finding better ways of making sure that the consumer could leave their seat, grab something, and come back.
yeah. It's like they want to make it like a house feeling, right?
Yeah,
Like,
but no, but they want you to spend that way. You spend more money that way too, because you're going
yeah,
to concession
100%.
stands multiple times.
I mean, dude, when you eat the most, like most snacks, you eat the most snacks when you're watching a game or a TV, right? Because it's this close to you when you're like interested in what you're watching. It's
Hmm.
gonna be like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be like that, but I'm pretty sure that they're using tech to like, they have people maybe order off their phone and then
Yeah,
or it'll be in a locker. Like there's so many better ways to utilize technology. It's in Silicon Valley. They've like
yeah,
I've read up on a few things about how the Golden State Warriors are generating all this money. They're definitely using tech in their stadium for sure.
yeah. And obviously, Balmer, we already know his history in tech, so these guys think far beyond of like these guys think far beyond of what we could imagine. You know?
Oh yeah, for sure. For
Yeah,
sure. But yeah, they're changing the fan experience in these stadiums because I'm like out here in Texas, I don't really see too many old stadiums. You guys
no,
don't
Evan
really have.
Toyota Center is not that old.
Yeah, you guys don't have any old stadiums, but in New York we got old stadiums. Like they redid the Yankee one and the Mets one, but the Knicks one is still old.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, bro, it's you can see. I'm like, man, like I'm wondering if James Dolan ever thought like of moving because he could make so much more money. If the Golden State Warriors are killing it like this with a new stadium, utilizing more space and tech, can you imagine James Dolan? Like they're missing out on money right now.
I don't even think he would care about like, oh, Madison image, because like Warriors historically has always been Oracle. But like nobody cares now that it's a Chase Arena. It's like, all right, whatever. It's a new arena. They want a banner.
Yeah, it looks like the best time to do that is when you're winning.
Yeah.
Because the fans won't even care.
100% no. Dude, people are willing to like Oakland's not that far from San Francisco. People are like, all right, you know what? The Warriors playoff game, let's go have some fun. Let's go spend the weekend. Let me call off from work and, you know, I want this memory to live on forever.
Facts.
Yeah.
Speaking of living forever, you know the NBA, the Inside NBA show is ending.
Oh yeah, Barkley announced retirement.
Yeah, but did you hear about what happened with TNT and the NBA?
Amazon. You talking about the Amazon? Like TNT try to match the offer, or AT&T try to match the offer, and Amazon won or some shit like that?
Nah, Amazon already offered the NBA like the money, right? But TNT had a clause in their previous contract that whatever that they had the ability to match. But the thing is that when they matched, right? The NBA said, hey, your match is not the same. It's a match where they go over every single line. They see Amazon has like a big, you know, ecosystem. So they're like, do you have a similar ecosystem? And then the NBA had a deal with Amazon where they give them like, I think 3 to 4 or maybe even 5 years of the money up front. So like the matching wasn't just TNT saying, yo, we give him 1.8 bill, we match. No, it came with a bunch of line items. Like, are you gonna pay the 5 years up front? Do you have a streaming service where we can collect data on the customers? Like, it was that detailed. And then TNT came back and put out a statement saying that they're gonna sue the NBA. They're gonna take it to court. They said they have it under contract.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of little like. I know the NBA does not want to do business with TNT. They don't want to be on regular cable. They want to be on streaming.
Cable's dead. Yeah.
Yeah, they want to be on streaming.
Well, let me ask you this. With TNT, I don't think streaming is a problem because TNT is owned by AT&T. HBO Max is owned by AT&T. They can get their products in a streaming service. It won't be a problem.
No, but here's the problem, right? It's Adam Silver is following his customers. He's saying his demographic is not paying for cable. That's the issue. They don't want to be.
I know that. What I'm saying is like AT&T is like the parent company of all this shit, right? Of Warner Brothers, of HBO. They own HBO Max. I'm saying is like if TNT wanted, they could get it on streaming.
Yeah, but the thing is, right? Peep this, right? It's not just about. It's just not about streaming. Amazon has things lined up where they have data collection. Maybe they have a bigger ecosystem of customers. Like that's what they have to match. They have to match like, okay, we could collect data like Amazon. Like we all know Amazon, they're a data collection company. So they probably been collecting data for years. Now, is TNT, are they in the business of data collecting or are they an entertainment company?
Entertainment.
Yeah. So
the thing is, like when I watch basketball, like when I have a lot of TV programs I watch on Prime. For example, I don't know. I used to watch Mad Men on Prime. When the advertisements used to come on Prime, it used to come right in the middle along with like a barcode or a link to the website to buy the same exact thing you're watching.
And that's what the NBA wants. Yeah, that's probably part of the matching deal. Hey, do you have it so you could put the barcode to our products right there on the screen? And if TNT does not have it to that detail, that's not them just offering up the money is not enough. It's not enough. It's like, yo, you have to have the built-in ecosystem.
Yeah.
But the NBA, they don't want to be attached to cable. They don't want to be in that business anymore.
The cable's dead, dude. If Amazon, I don't know how will it work? Do I have to buy a subscription? Like I already have an Amazon Prime subscription.
Nah, then you already have it. If you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you're good. You can watch the league.
So I'm not bootlegging shit anymore. That's perfect.
Yeah, but the thing is, okay, so here's the funny thing though. Now that, you know, this is sort of official, but the league wants to go with streaming. So here's the new deal. Basically 7 days a week after the NFL season, the NBA will basically be like the NFL. It'll be nationalized. All the games,
Yeah.
I believe. So like they have a schedule here. Monday, the games are on Peacock. Tuesday, NBC. Wednesday, ESPN. Thursday, Amazon. Friday, ESPN and Amazon. Saturday, ESPN, Amazon again. And then Sunday, NBC and ESPN. So the NBA is going to be in full. There's going to be nationally televised games 7 days a week after the NFL season.
Yeah, people are gonna buy Peacock.
Oh yeah, people definitely gonna get the Peacock. Yeah, Peacock got it. Oh, they got it twice a week. ESPN got the package, man. They got it.
Yeah.
They got it like 4 times a week.
People are gonna buy that HBO Hulu package. I think that's the one they're gonna market the most. If you're Disney, you're gonna market like the HBO, Disney, and Hulu package the most.
Mm-hmm. But notice the difference, right? Now, like, okay, Peacock is pretty huge, but this whole package right here is not necessarily tied to cable. The TNT, I cannot deny, the TNT thing was tied to cable. You have to have a cable service. To have TNT, you have to have cable. Like, I don't know why TNT even let the NBA even negotiate with the streaming services if they wanted it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense because, again, putting your stuff on streaming, you have access to the audience. That's what the NBA is looking for.
100%, dude. I mean, dude, everything's getting modernized. I think all sporting events are looking towards that. The UFC has done it with. Who does UFC have deals with? They have deals with. So I know WWE has it with Netflix recently. UFC cut a deal. Didn't they cut a deal with Peacock, right? UFC.
Yeah, I think they got out of the ESPN thing. I don't know who they cut it with, but you're right. They cut it with somebody else.
I think they're still on ESPN.
Yeah, but overall, like this is interesting. I think streaming is headed towards advertising.
100%, dude. Because now, like, advertisement is gonna be easy. Like, put a barcode, people scan it. Oh, you want the new Kia barcode scan, whatever. You want the new you want the Lay's potato chips barcode, Amazon delivers it, or whatever, however it works. Or Walmart might do Walmart Plus, same day delivery will drop it to your house. You want this new Alexa, Amazon, scan it, iPhone, whatever. It's gonna be all that.
Can you imagine in every city or every television screen, every home, the NBA and Amazon, they could like directly target you. Like we could be watching the same game and I might see a Doritos ad. You might see, maybe you were looking up cars or a phone. Yeah. You might see a phone ad. Like this is crazy the way it's setting up to be.
It's kind of geared towards everyone. People who have pets, dog food ad. You know what I mean? It's changing.
Yeah, and I think this is the type of ecosystem the NBA wanted to be in, but I don't think TNT is set up for that. They can't do that.
Yeah.
And that's a lose-lose. If the NBA, think about it, if the NBA signs an 11-year contract with TNT where they have no data collection,
they're screwed.
You fall behind real fast. Next thing you know, the NBA gonna be looking like Major League Baseball.
You're losing viewers too, because like, dog, I haven't watched this, like, it's been close to 10 years where I haven't watched like an NBA game on TV. I think last time might have been like 2018 NBA Finals.
Yeah, I mostly been watching it either on my Apple TV or the Amazon Fire.
If I wanted to watch a Disney show or a Disney movie, right? Disney Channel Plus, I'm paying what, $10.99, $15, like $15.99, something around that range. Or if I want to watch Game of Thrones or House of Dragons, HBO Max. If I want to watch The Boys, Amazon Prime. Like I no longer have to relegate myself to like having a big package and having like 200 different channels I won't even bother to watch.
And I think that's what the NBA got out of. They got out of the business of cable, which is a dying business. You know what I'm saying? Like they were in a dying business when you really think about it.
Yeah, 100%.
Because like no wonder their audience was getting less and less and less because cable's audience is getting less and less and less. So they really wanted out of that. But
100%, dude. I haven't been to a house that has cable, or at least people who watch cable. Like,
yeah,
it's been a long time.
Just like you I guess cable was effective when there were no smartphones. I think smartphones might have fucked it up for them.
100%.
Yeah.
But I think late 2010s was like the death of cable.
Yeah, like once everybody got a smartphone, it was over. It was like the screen that was in your hand was way more entertaining.
100%, bro, because you're getting much more. You're getting content. Like, bro, how long has it been since you watched ESPN? Like, really?
Yo, have you ever tried watching Sports Center?
No, I haven't watched.
That
bro,
shit
like
is crazy. I saw that. I saw that on I think YouTube. I was like, wow, this shit looks outdated. Sitting here for a whole hour to find out the score.
Yeah, dude, I could just go on YouTube.
Like, hey, this is where it got to, and hey, if they're in a big lawsuit with the TNT, I guess it's gonna be worth it. But it seems like TNT is willing to go all out. They issued a statement that they were gonna fight back.
They have to. I mean, dude, I'm not gonna say they have to, but you know, obviously, like for them, do you think they sold? I mean, obviously, it's gonna come out much later. Do you think they sold the idea of maybe HBO Max? Like, I'm not saying it just like, I'm saying it just to like further this conversation. Do you think the idea of HBO Max was sold? Like, do you think AT&T sold the idea of like we could stream your program onto our streaming service?
I think they did, but when you look at how many users HBO Max has versus how many users Amazon or NBC have, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's
Peacock
what they were looking at.
than HBO?
Say that again?
You think more people use Peacock than Max?
Of course. You know why?
Why?
Because Peacock got the NFL.
The
NBA, that's some slick shit, man. Like, you gotta follow the NFL. The NFL signed a deal with streaming. Like, as far as streaming, NFL is like the number one on like a few different streaming platforms. NFL is number one.
Interesting. Let me see streaming, because I'm a big TV show guy. So like HBO Max is my go-to. So I was kind of interested to see, like, you know.
Now all you gotta do is follow the NFL, man. NFL has the largest audience on, like, when it was on TV, on like 6 different networks. The NFL was the highest rated show.
The NFL always remain the highest, biggest show.
Yo, but you know what's so crazy? In the streaming world, it translated. It shows you how dedicated that audience is. It translated into streaming.
18 weeks, you're willing to make that payment.
Yeah. Like,
18 games, right? 18 games in however many weeks.
Yeah, man, those NFL fans, they'll sign up for that thing for the whole year, man.
Yeah, they don't care.
Yeah, like the NFL is like the perfect product, but shout out to the NBA, man. They're smart. They knew that there was already sports fans.
It took them long enough.
Nah, but
I'm gonna be honest.
But like, honestly, they already knew sports fans were on those apps, so they might as well go to those apps. It doesn't make sense. That's why it doesn't make sense to stay with TNT. Who do you have? Who's your audience? Your audience is like a bunch of kind of older cable customers. That's a dying audience. That's definitely a dying audience. It doesn't make sense to even do business.
And I don't think people would have cared. Like, let's be honest. Charles is like, he said in his statement, like, I don't care what happens, even if they get the deal back. I look forward to retiring. Are people really watching him once Charles is gone?
Yeah, Charles is probably sick of calling these games and watching these guys make $100 million a year. Be like, I was way better than him.
I mean, bro, people watch it for Charles Barkley, right? He's like he's been the face. Like, he's won Emmys because of that show. Yeah. So like, will people actually like care enough to watch it if he's gone? Like, I doubt it. Like, nobody gives a shit.
But you know what? I wouldn't be shocked if Amazon, Netflix, or NBC do their own inside the NBA shows.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to be shocked that they build content around some of their NFL programming, their NBA programming, the what do they have? Formula 1 racing. They're going to have to start building programming.
They have UFC and wrestling and all that stuff. Yeah, of course. But dude, what's it called again? Do the NBA have, like, I know this is more going to like, it's not really, do they have anybody charismatic for me to watch? Like, Barkley's announced retirement. Who can really fill in that shoes of like, yo, this guy's gonna say some like funny and also like be a little bit informative, but more on the funny side for casual audience.
No, but you know what? That's a good question. I always thought I always thought if some of these companies were innovative, they would grab content creators that already had an audience and give them a show on those platforms.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's if they're thinking forward, but more than likely they're gonna probably try to play the safe route. Maybe I'm not sure yet. I wouldn't put nothing past these companies. Now, if it was Apple, I would say Apple would try to make their own inside the NBA, try to make it safe. But it's not Apple, so Netflix and Amazon, hey, they might roll the dice. They may end up giving Charles Barkley, hey, we'll give you $200 million a year to do inside the NBA. You think he gonna say no?
Dude, they're all gonna sign it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny Smith, they're all gonna sign it. Because it's a working formula. Why not?
Man, Amazon or whatever company would have to buy out their contracts with TNT.
Yeah.
It's gonna look like a what they call it in soccer? It's gonna look like a buyout. What do they call the buyouts when they buy out a soccer player?
I don't watch soccer like that, bro.
Oh,
but I know
there's a term for it. Yeah, like it's gonna look like they're buying a bunch of Cristiano Ronaldos and Messi's or transfers. Yeah, they gotta pay the transfer fee.
Yeah.
Yo, it's gonna be looking crazy. Like it's gonna say Ernie Johnson transfer fee $300 million, and then Shaq transfer fee $300 million. Like it's gonna be looking like that. Like TNT would never let them go off with the NBA and start their own show, like a similar show that they created on a different platform. They would have to buy them out for crazy amounts. Yo, but you know who could possibly get a contract? That guy at ESPN. What's his name? He gonna get paid. What's his name? Pat. What's it? Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee. Yeah, Pat McAfee.
Dude, that dude's big, man. McAfee. Like he's in the world of wrestling. Like the dude's like covering football. I wouldn't be surprised.
No, but there's gonna be another one of him. There's gonna be a guy, or someone that has an audience. They're gonna get a deal to cover the NBA or NFL in one of these streaming services because you know what might not translate? The formulated corporate halftime show. That might not translate to streaming. Someone may come in like Pat McAfee and do the halftime show, kind of do it his own way, be a little lit, and then next thing you know, that works. And streaming and Netflix might go with that.
You know who could like really transition into that? Like I think a Draymond Green could translate well into like a post-show kind of ordeal.
Gilbert Arenas would have been nice for it, but like put Gilbert in a more like
but he's
formal
kind of
setting.
A wild card, man.
But yeah, he's too much of a wild card, man. You're right.
But I'm not even talking like recent. I'm talking about historically.
Yeah, you're right. He is a wild card. But that wouldn't be a bad direction to go. But one of these NBA players, one of the guys is maybe possibly headed towards retirement. If he sets himself up nice, he could be getting a Peyton Manning type of bag. You know what I mean? Just by calling the games in his own studio.
Dude, that'd be fire. Like, I think Paul George could really be good at that.
Yeah, Paul George is cool. Like, his podcast is cool. But it's got to be someone, like, funny. Like,
what about Blake?
Man, nah, but the person already has to be doing it. They got to... The thing is, this is what these streaming companies might do.
But Blake is in comedy already.
But does he have an audience to bring over? Like, he has to have a show to bring over to streaming.
Oh, okay, I got what you mean. Because I think he could bring eyes. But he needs to be like the second guy. Like I think, like Ernie Johnson already had a show, right? All he did was bring in Charles Barkley, and the show became perfect.
True, but that's under cable. The thing is, it's kind of the Pat McAfee formula. You already have a show. We see the numbers. We see it's working. Let's translate that over. You could stream it still on YouTube or whatever, but we're gonna stream it also on Netflix.
What if JJ Redick wasn't the head coach?
Say that again.
What if JJ never took the head coach job?
Nah, he's not. He's boring, bro. Like a lot of people, I love his show, but a lot of people, like the more casuals, they don't like listening to him.
Draymond Green. I mean, maybe Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce. They're funny.
Yeah, those streams would be funny, but those guys are wild cards too, man. It's a very tricky
Carmelo
nuance.
Anthony.
Carmelo Anthony would probably work for it. Yeah, he's very good at the whole
He's a big
branding
name.
thing. He could be funny,
He's a
but he
big name.
knows how to toe the line.
Yeah.
He knows.
Carmelo Anthony could be one. Dwayne Wade, it seems like he's made a podcast, I think. Maybe you could have him. There's a lot of guys you could.
You know what? You know what'd be funny if Carmelo Anthony did a show with what's his name from the Hawks, that point guard, the one with the show. He won the championship with the Bucks.
Oh, okay. Jeff Teague,
yeah. If they could have Jeff Teague, like if they could censor
Jeff Teague
him,
is charismatic.
yeah, him and
Jeff
Melo
Teague is
together
charismatic.
doing a show would be hilarious. They just let Jeff
100%.
Teague be him, but like don't OD with the cursing. That would be hilarious.
You can go. You can get away with cursing on a streaming platform. Though.
You know, yeah, you're right. I didn't even think of it that way. You're right.
Bro, why not?
not
Scratch Carmelo
corporate
Anthony
TV.
off. Why not just have like Jeff Teague and his co-host because they seem to have really good chemistry together. But why would you mess with that chemistry?
True.
Like, why not just bring in that whole part? Like, you don't even need Carmelo Anthony. Just bring in that whole podcast of Jeff Teague and like two of his like friends, and just have the time of your life. Like, listen to them break down the league or have fun.
Yeah, I mean, hell, that would be a good idea, man. Because I don't think the inside the NBA, that type of
That formula
corporate,
doesn't work.
I don't think it's gonna work. It's gonna translate in streaming. Because you know what it is about streaming? All you got to do is click one button, and then in the very next screen, you're gonna see like 30 different movies and documentaries.
Oh, 100%. Dog, Skip Bayless, the guy who was a king. Like, we grew up watching Skip Bayless, bro. We all did. Skip Bayless was like the funniest dude. I remember like being in school, trying to like during math class, not paying attention, watching him. He's not getting another contract, so it just shows that like we're living in a changed era.
We are, but Skip, knowing him, I wouldn't be shocked if he's lined up something afterwards.
He's too big of a name not to get something lined up.
Yeah, man, and he's proven, I'm not gonna lie, even though he's old, because it's the thing that most people do, they kind of prejudge older people, but Skip kind of has been ahead of the curve. He got Stephen A. Smith after ESPN fired him. Like, he made them take him. He took a chance on Shannon Sharp. No one else was ever thought about putting Shannon Sharp in that position, but he did.
He has good actor talents.
Yeah, he's been. I'm giving it up to Skip. I believe Skip can make something work. I think, you know what I think about Skip? His last few days at Fox Sports, he might have, took the foot off the gas.
Bridges.
No, he might have took the foot off the gas on purpose. Because he seems more mellow, more chill.
Yeah, I think it was much more, because I think ESPN was able to open up more.
No, I'm talking about right now, like on his way out of Fox Sports.
Oh, okay.
He hasn't been the same. You know how Skip yells and slams on the table?
Passionate.
Yeah, he doesn't do any of that. He's more like, no, he's monotone. There's no energy. There's no like emotion in his language. So I'm like, he took his foot off the gas, and then watch, he gonna come back and do some other shit. It wouldn't shock me.
Everyone's talking about how Skip's washed now.
Nah,
so
he's not washed. He's not washed. He's not. You know why? Because he's older.
Yeah.
He's older. But that guy's in shape, and I'm telling you, man, like he left ESPN and found another hit show, man. He could do it again.
I think it's more with not having fun.
You know what it is about Skip? He has enough power to go out and get a deal under his own terms.
He's gonna be the producer of the show. What I'm saying is, I feel like with personalities on TV, right? Like Barkley, you can tell he's having fun. With what you're describing is someone's not having fun.
No, Skip. Yeah, Skip is a little bit more serious, but Skip has he's almost like a Howard Stern, man, in a way.
Yeah,
it's almost like you can't deny, he might be a little older, but you can't deny his formula. That should be working. Yeah, but these are interesting times, man. A lot of shifts are going on.
Yeah,
a lot of shifts. We see, like I said, the draft. Beautiful time. Like, we see a lot of internationals coming through. The Olympics, the U.S. players, they look kind of pressed. They're like, oh shit, we got to win these games. These internationals are catching up. And then we see the NBA beefing with TNT, about to launch themselves into streaming. This shit is crazy. This shit sounds like a movie.
Fun. The offseason fun.
So Miles Bridges, he got the 3 years. $75 million guaranteed. And of course, he's bugging out again, commenting on someone posting the abused picture of his, ex-girlfriend or whatever, or baby mother. And then, yo, this is not funny, but this is wild, man.
No, it's messed up because, like, it's not funny, but the fact, like, this idiot got paid and he does this kind of shit. Like, bro, I like Miles Bridges as a player. I think he's very fun to watch, but dude.
But this guy's living on the
Why?
edge. That's
Like,
that
bro,
75 mil. He took that Chappelle money. He's trying to dip.
Oh, dude, acne and fell lip.
Yeah,
filter.
so the guy posted the picture of his ex-girlfriend, and then he said, "Then who did this?" And then Miles Bridges replied, "Acne and failed lip filter." That's kind of crazy, bro.
Fuck up, man.
You know what's so crazy? The Hornets had posted his mixtape. I remember before all this happened, he was kind of lit. I was like, yo, he was spitting some bars.
Yeah, Miles Bridges talented, bro. I'm not gonna doubt that, bro.
He was
He's
spitting
very
some
talented.
bars. I was like, yo,
He
Miles
earned
is
that
a little.
contract too. He earned that
Miles be
contract,
living the
but
NBA young boy life.
I mean, he's earned that contract, like I said, bro. Like, this, like anybody who like argues that he doesn't deserve that contract is a moron. But man, this makes it tough. And I actually like the Hornets off season too. So it's like, damn, like what the hell?
Man,
But
the
dude,
Hornets gonna need him. They're gonna. I mean,
yeah, they do.
they're gonna need him because they need someone else scoring out there.
Yeah, 100%. But dude, did you you know who else had a good offseason? Indiana Pacers, bro. I was surprised they got Nimrod for like cheap.
How much did you think Nimrod was gonna get?
I thought some team would have probably tried to bank out more, bro. 55 million is a good deal.
Yeah, it's a good deal, but I don't know. He kind of fucked up in the beginning of that series against the Knicks. But,
Yeah,
I mean, I
but
guess he
thought
made up
people-
for it. He made up for it though.
Bro, but you know, like teams get reactionary about like a player blowing up. But let me ask you this: does it go back to like teams are much more like not being reactionary due to the CBA?
That's a good question.
Like you remember the 2016 offseason when guys had crazy playoffs and they got paid.
Oh, okay. I see what question you're asking me. What had happened? What's the difference between this time around and last time? Is that
saying-
I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
What they did in 2016, they messed up. They let the cap go up all at once. So when the cap went up all at once, they had to spend the money. So that's why everybody got those crazy contracts. But this time around, I think they're letting the cap go up only by 10%. I think in the next few years. So year by year, they're letting it go up instead of letting it go up all at once.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna see the crazy contracts. I just think Nimrod actually earned a pretty fair deal. It looked like a fair deal to me.
The Pacers won that deal, but dude, I don't know. You know, like usually like a player flows off in the playoffs and like teams will just try to sign him hoping to contain that magic. It just seemed like with him, I'm happy they kind of kept it much more fair. I think that's just the new NBA now, where I think teams are going to be much more conservative.
Yeah, but the Pacers don't really have too much salary sitting in their books.
Yeah. Well, they signed Pascal to a deal, and I think that's the only. I can only name like a couple players in their long-term deal, but yeah, I don't know. The Pacers, it seems like they're playing it smart. They're not like smelling their own farts.
Yeah, the Pacers, they only have about 125 mil right now. They still have enough space to get other people. So they got to make a decision next year about Miles Turner, TJ McConnell too. Oh, TJ McConnell, his contract's not even fully guaranteed. I guess they're gonna pick that up for this season. But other than that, they don't really have crazy money on the books.
And then did you see KCP talk about like looking forward to play with Paulo Banchero?
Yeah, a lot of people like Paulo, man.
Yeah, that was interesting clip, man. I think like the Magic could be fun. And then, you watch the Summer League?
I seen some games, not all.
What have you been impressed with Reece Shepard? Like,
yeah,
I haven't watched, but like, I wonder what's your opinion on.
So yeah, he had a good back-to-back 20-point game. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, man. He was killing from the mid-range, off the pick and roll. He was making his own
a lot
space.
of NBA players don't have.
Yeah, like you could tell he's NBA. You could just tell that right away. I'm surprised they made him play all the summer league games. I would have been like, oh, he's good. He's good.
Yeah.
I would have been like, let's get the pick and roll on with Şengün now. Like I would have
Yeah,
had him
let's
just
try to-
practice with him. I want to ask you real quick about Shepard on the Rockets. Well, do you feel like the Rockets now have a comfortable spot to start pivoting off of Fred VanVleet and sort of transitioning
Yeah.
into a new guard? Because Fred's
Yeah.
contract is not that long.
No, it's not that long, but I don't think they'll do it this season. I think they'll do it the following season. I think they want to see. I think they actually do want him to be around like a grown environment because I think the Rockets were missing that for the longest time before they signed like Van Vliet and those guys.
Oh, and a matter of fact, this season could be Fred's last year.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it's a team option for 25-26.
so they could do a signing trade if they could.
Yeah, they could. So wow, they have, but the Rockets still have a lot of money. They have a lot of money on the books.
But I don't see him playing off this contract.
It depends because with the cap going up, Fred being there for 44 million, it's not that bad. And then they could also match if they try to trade for a star. That's gonna be the one of the numbers that they can use because they don't have salary like that on their team. They got Dylan Brooks next up at 22, and then they got Steven Adams for 12. Everybody else is on a rookie scale contract. So so they might end up picking up Fred's contract. Oh, I believe they have. Don't they have until the season starts? They have until like October 30th to
pick up.
to pick it up.
So Fred VanVleet wasn't even fully guaranteed this contract.
No, it was never fully guaranteed. The last year was never guaranteed.
Okay, so the Rockets just made the Rockets just threw a crazy ass number at him.
Yeah, and then
That's
Jalen
compared to other
Green's
teams.
also expiring also.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if the Rockets would pick
I
it
think it
up
puts them in a good
and then
position.
trade both of them. Like work out some deal like that.
Because I think the Suns could be a seller, and I think the Rockets are prepared for that idea.
What would the Suns be selling?
Like Devin Booker or Kevin Durant. I don't think, like, if this season's a flop, do you think they're going to run it back?
I feel like they have no choice but to.
But, dude, let's say, like, the Rockets with their assets give a Godfather deal for Devin Booker, right?
Man.
Like, Booker's not young anymore.
He's
He's in his prime.
He's not, but I don't know. He's not, but at the same time, that owner, he bought that team for like $4 billion, and it's actually worth less today. So I'm not sure if he could
100%.
afford for that team to just have no superstar and start sucking.
That
See,
is
like
true.
here's a problem nowadays. Some of these teams, how much they cost to buy, like the Boston Celtics, the price is gonna be so high that the new owners do not want these teams sucking off the rip.
Yeah, they can't afford for it to suck.
Yeah, because it's like, imagine like the Boston Celtics sell for like, let's say $8 billion. Yo, it's gonna be mad hard for them to try to keep up that $8 billion evaluation. You know what I mean?
Because, like, you know, if the team sucks, right, less and less people are coming.
Exactly. You're gonna make less money, and then how you gonna keep? You bought the team for $8 billion. Now today's worth $7.
Yeah.
It might be worth $6 if y'all suck next year again. Like, that's
Yeah.
kind of crazy. Like, the Phoenix Suns owner already lost $1 billion. Like, he didn't lose it, but his team is worth $3 today.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's why he's keeping Kevin Durant. And it seems like he's keeping Kevin Durant pretty happy. I'll give him that. But, you know, it's just like the pivot. He's forced to do it.
How much you think the Celtics would sell for?
Dude, it's going to sell for a good amount. I think it might be like the highest selling team of all time.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if one person could really come and buy it, or if it's gonna take a group of people.
Probably a group of people, dog. It's going to be a Michigan. Like, I mean, Massachusetts is already a business state, especially Boston. It's going to be one of those companies buying them. Like an East Coast company, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it just seems pretty pricey. It seems very, very pricey. The league right now, man, I mean, who knows if the valuations keep going higher and higher? Because didn't they talk about expansion? They talked
They're
about
gonna expand.
expansion.
I mean, dude, with the streaming service, you might have to expand, bro.
Yeah, I feel like there's so much talent in the league. They might as well expand. They don't even have to do a draft.
No, they don't. Just expand.
Yeah, there's too much talent in the league.
And there's a lot of major cities dying for a basketball team. I think like New Jersey's dying for another one. Seattle, obviously, for generations have been like for a couple decades now been dying for a team. So why not introduce a team to? Why not introduce a team in those areas? You know.
Like I said, these are interesting times, man.
Yeah, bro.
These are
All
very
right, man.
interesting times. You guys definitely check out Saeed's newsletter. Dope stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, I appreciate you, man.
Subscribe to Orange Cookies, man.
All right.
Take
Definitely.
care, bro.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. Take care, man.
Peace.